Hello, everybody. What's up? Leviathan News here for a second stream today. It's still May 21st here on Leviathan News, but now we have a special one with Wormhole Oracle from Llama Risk team again with us. How are you, sir? What's up?
Doing well. Thanks for having me on again. I always really enjoy coming on to the Leviathan show. So I'm Wormhole. I work with Llama Risk, and we are a DeFi risk firm that has had a long, fruitful relationship with Curve for a number of years now, since 2021. So a lot of people are probably familiar with the work that we do with our risk reporting, specifically on asset risks related to stable coins, staking assets, real world assets, etc. But what I came on wanting to discuss today is a newer category of service that we have started offering, Curve, which is strategy management for lending platforms in vaults which have isolated lending pairs. So happy to be joining. Thanks for having me.
Man, an honor to have you on, and excited about this one because it's actually a bit different than the first one that we did, and it's kind of like another genre that we can try and do with you guys. So actually, when I saw that tweet, and we were talking about the other stream anyway, and I was like, okay, you know what, we should be doing like stuff like this as well, because I kind of think that many people in the audience for sure can find it interesting and relevant and useful info. I know I can. So
and that's why I was particularly enthusiastic about coming on to share this today, because I think that this is a service that a lot of people in the Curve community will be interested to know about more. It offers opportunities for people who may already have exposure to Curve as liquidity providers, who may be interested in the potential to leverage their LPs to borrow crvUSD. So I guess I'll just kind of explain a little bit about what the purpose of this vault is, and how people might be able to get involved with it, either as a lender or as a borrower. And over the course of this show, I wanted to just kind of go through all of the elements of this vault that I think are important for users to understand before they get involved with it, and also some resources that may help them do some additional research. So,
man, cool, man. Take us through it. Should I share your screen already?
Yeah, let's go ahead and share the screen so people can see how you would interface with the crvUSD Vault. So this vault, we created it as
By the way, this way or this way? I think maybe for now, at least this way. If you want to change it,
sure, yeah,
to make it clear, to make it easier for people to actually see what you guide us through, and excited, man. Take us there.
Yeah. So we made this vault as a MetaMorpho Vault, and we worked on this in conjunction with team members from Curve, team members from Morpho, and team members from Convex. So it's a little bit hard to tell that from the surface of looking at it, but there's some Convex integrations going on under the hood that users may find quite interesting, I think. So the way that this vault works is it is composed of multiple markets where you can use a Curve LP position as collateral to borrow crvUSD. And the category of collateral types that we've included in this vault are specifically tri-cryptos. So these are volatile collateral types that are, you can see down below, these are actually the LPs that are used. So for example, something like the USDT wrapped BTC WETH LP token is a tri-crypto pool on Curve. And we can just take a quick look here. If you were to want to gain access to this LP position, you may visit the Curve UI, and you could select on the pools page the Try Crypto tab, and you can see a selection of LP positions that you can gain exposure to. So, for example, this Try Crypto LP is one of the collateral types in the MetaMorpho Vault. And its underlying tokens are USDC, wrapped BTC, and ETH. So one could expect this to be a volatile token that's exposed to the volatility of wrapped BTC and ETH, although it may be slightly less volatile because 1/3 of the pool is made up of a stable coin. Where was I? Over here. So back to the vault. So we've just deployed this vault very recently, just in the last week, or it may have been a couple of weeks at this point. So at this point, we have an amount of crvUSD that's been seeded to the pool from lenders. So there's 1.5 million crvUSD that's been supplied so far. And this is thanks to a co-incentive program that's been going on between Curve and Morpho, who are both supplying incentives for lenders to supply to the vault. So you can see the net APY here is it's composed of Morpho token, and there's also CRV token that's being distributed to lenders. On the other hand, we, in order to get the most out of this vault, we need to have borrowers. So at the moment, you can see down here at the vault allocation breakdown, the vault supply over here on the left shows several 100,000 CRV USD that's been allocated. Over here in the market liquidity and the utilization, we can see that only one of these vaults has any borrowing interest opened right now. And as a little bit of foreshadowing to later on in this discussion, there's going to be a bit of alpha exposed about favorable conditions for borrowers because of this current makeup here. So I'll kind of get into that later on when we talk about the interest rate model that Morpho uses in these MetaMorpho vaults, which has a tendency, at least in the early stage of deployment, to be quite favorable circumstance for borrowers, and we'll explain that a little bit later. So I guess to get us kind of started to look at some of the important components and resources of this vault, I'll take us to the announcement post that we released announcing the crvUSD Vault. This is on our Crypto Risk Substack, where we post a lot of our research and do a lot of our blog posting. So just to give you a better look at the collateral types that are involved in this vault, you can see that there's TriCrypto USDT and USDC. There's also the TriCrypto Llama, which has crvUSD as one of its components. There's TriLSD, which is all liquid staking derivatives as its underlying token. And then there is TriCurve, which is possibly a more volatile collateral type because it includes CRV as one of the underlying assets. So all of these collateral types, as I mentioned before, you can access those by going to the pool page on the Curve UI, and then you can deposit any of those underlying tokens into an LP position. And what you would do from there is you would take that vanilla LP and you would deposit it into the MetaMorpho market, and you can borrow crvUSD against it. Before I get too much further, I'll just kind of explain briefly that when you deposit your LP position into Morpho, there is a convex wrapper under the hood that will automatically wrap your LP position into a convex wrapped gauge deposit. So that will allow you to earn CRV token plus CVX token in addition to the normal swap fees that the LP would be earning. And you can then go to the Convex website, and there is an option available to claim your rewards from the Morpho pools. So this is a added advantage of supplying Curve LPs as collateral, that you can also earn additional yield on your collateral at the same time as gaining access to leverage. So as I mentioned before, there's a CRV plus Morpho incentive program that's going on right now. And this is thanks to a joint initiative between Mick, the founder of Curve, along with some help in coming to an agreement with that deal. Martin Krung has been really helpful in orchestrating this. And the team from Morpho has offered co-incentives. So this whole incentive program is going to be a total of 90 days. The first epoch is going to include a distribution of 160K CRV and 222K Morpho token over 60 days. And then the remaining incentives will be distributed over the second epoch, which is a 30-day epoch. And as I explained earlier, you can see the APY for the Vault, which is given to lenders from the Morpho UI crvUSD Vault page. So Morpho has a lot of really helpful analytics that you can see the behavior of each individual market that's involved in this Vault. We've also created a Dune dashboard that can further benefit users interacting with the Vault with some additional metrics, including I find quite interesting. You can take a look at individual borrow positions, and you can see the size of those positions against the liquidation price. So the liquidation price would be up here on the top, and I can kind of show a little bit further here on this is the Dune dashboard page. So we can see in the TriCrypto Llama market here, there is one user who has a position open, and you can see their borrow amount is $128,000. You can also see the liquidation price. And you can see the current LP token price. So over here on the right-hand side, you can see how that Oracle price has changed over time. And over here to the left, this horizontal bar shows you the liquidation or the current price and how far it would have to fall to hit the liquidation price over here. And down below here, you can see any historical liquidations that have occurred. So far, there have not been any liquidations.
Is there like an aggregated place when like people, because you show like a lot of data from different places. Are there any like aggregated places for people to like follow all these relevant things at one spot, or like the actual user should really know how to by himself go and extract that data from different sources, just like you do?
Are you referring to getting data about like the Oracle price, or what specifically are you interested in?
I mean, in general, but go ahead. Maybe it will be clear a bit later.
Well, I can go ahead and show you the sort of data that Morpho offers, because I think they have a lot of really helpful data that users may refer to. So here I'm looking at one of the markets, same market as before. This is the TriCrypto Llama market, the one that has 128K borrow opened. So you can see here some information about the historical borrow and supply rates and how those have changed over time. You can see the interest rate model, which is targeting a 90% utilization. Right now, the utilization is a little bit lower. And that is also why borrow rates are so low and they're not going up at the moment. In order to see the borrow rates significantly increase, we're going to have to see utilization of this market increase above 90%. And I'll explain more about the interest rate model and why that is a little bit later. So here on the market info, you can see some quite interesting information about the borrow, total supply over time, liquidity utilization, all things that are really helpful to understand the behavior of this market over time. And you can see unique borrowers. Right now, there's only one borrower open. And you can see their health factor here and what share of the overall market their position makes up. So there's quite a lot of good analytics that you can get right from Morpho UI. And additionally, we have our Dune dashboard here where users can refer to for some additional analytics. And this also includes some analysis of the underlying LP pools and the behavior of those pools over time, including things like the pool APR in terms of the rewards plus the swap fees, the pool TVL over time, pool volumes, utilization, etc. So let's go back here and move on from the analytics to the next point I want to cover is a bit of a custom feature that we included in these Vault markets, and this was something that we worked on in conjunction with C2TP from Convex. He was kind enough to get involved with us and help us to modify the Convex staking wrapper so that we can make it compatible with Morpho. So this is what allows users, when they deposit into the market with their vanilla crvLP token, it wraps it as a convex gauge deposit under the hood, and users can earn extra rewards on their LP position. There's an important caveat that I think needs to be explained with the convex wrapper with Morpho, that Morpho has a bundler which bundles important user transactions into a single transaction for convenience. And in order for us to create a staking wrapper that would be compatible with the bundler, there needed to be some compromises in the design decision. So the way that Convex knows how to distribute the proper amount of rewards to each depositor in the gauge, they need to checkpoint at various times before any interaction can take place. Before any deposit, withdrawal, or claim transaction, there needs to be a checkpoint. The problem is that while we can ensure that upon deposit into the Morpho Vault, that we can get a checkpoint in before that deposit takes place, we can't necessarily guarantee that upon withdrawal. So the way that the Morpho UI handles this is when you want to withdraw from the Vault, there's a checkpoint transaction before the withdraw transaction. If you're not using the UI, then you need to be aware of this before you choose to withdraw. You need to claim before you withdraw in order to not lose any rewards you've accumulated. This can also be particularly an issue for liquidated accounts. If your account undergoes liquidation, there's not a guarantee that you can checkpoint before the liquidation occurs. So you can lose some of those rewards that you have accumulated. And we have just this little kind of explanation here. It's not very, viewer friendly, but the idea here is that you have two users who have deposited into the gauge wrapper. They've both accumulated the same amount or similar amount of rewards. So we're saying 47 CRV token. We're assuming that A gets half of their stake liquidated by B, and afterwards the earned amount of A is only 31, whereas the earned amount of B is 62, and that is because B now consists of 2/3 of the overall pool without having undergone a checkpoint beforehand. So, that's just to demonstrate that the way users are recommended to maintain their positions is to regularly claim your rewards from the vault, and make sure that before you withdraw that you do a claim or a checkpoint transaction. And this is, by the way, not something that most people need to think very much about. It's just something that I think is, an interesting compromise in the design, scheme of the convex wrapper, and something that I think it's nice to know about, so that you don't end up suffering any lost rewards without understanding why that happened. Does that make sense?
The advantage of having info, man.
Yeah. So this, and by the way, this is our priority with these Vault strategies that we manage at Llama Risk. Is we're not interested in shilling these products and just trying to get as many users depositing into them as possible. We're interested in making sure that users have all of the information that they need to safely interact with these vaults, and to understand what the risks involved are, because we cannot guarantee 100% risk-free interaction with these vaults. There's always going to be risks involved, and so my goal here is really to make sure that people are aware of what the limitations are and what the potential risks are. Okay.
That's great. And I think, by the way, I really think it's an important service for the community, both with what you guys do with the risk reports and with this kind of stuff. Like, really, the better we learn how to do it as a community and as an industry, the better and the quicker the space grows, and everyone benefits, to be honest. So,
Yeah.
Honored to have you guys presenting it here and giving this important content like a stage. And go ahead, man. Keep doing it. You're doing a great job.
Cool. Thanks. And the reason that we have initiated this service to begin with is because we are trying to come up with ways that we can help contribute to Curve's growth and development. And one way to do that is to have additional integrations for crvUSD stablecoin, and to offer additional ways that Curve users can make use of their LP tokens, or get, squeeze more value out of their interaction with the Curve protocol. So in this case, the value that users may get out of this, specifically Curve users, is if you already have a try crypto LP tokens exposure, or maybe you're already staked in Convex, then this is a way that you can maintain that exposure and also leverage leverage to gain access to crvUSD, and there's a number of different strategies out there for gaining additional yield on crvUSD. For instance, lending to curve lending has offered quite attractive yields recently. So
cool, honestly, cool stuff.
So let's move on to the next item. So this is the Oracle contract that we use in these Vault markets. We actually developed a custom Oracle, and I think it's quite interesting what we're able to do, which is to use an Oracle that uses as its foundation the LP price method within the pool contracts. And the LP price method is it's using the manipulation resistant EMA price oracle that is built into the curve pool, and it prices the LP altogether in the pool index 0 token. So down here in my screen share, I don't know if you can see it, but oh yeah, so for instance, with the crvUSD LP, the LP price method prices the LP by the pool index 0 token, which is USDT in this case. And you can see this is different for each of those collateral types that we use. So when we developed an oracle for these collateral types, we wanted to price everything in crvUSD, and the way that we do that is to use the LP price as a base. And in cases where the pool index 0 token is not crvUSD, we convert the USDT or USDC, etc., into crvUSD using the Chainlink price feed, and that is how we derive the feed that you can see on our Dune Dash. For example, here, this is the Oracle price using that methodology. And you may also be interested to look at some back testing that we did. We tested our proposed Oracle against a feed that Chainlink would have given by the relative balance of tokens in the pool and the asset price at each time step for those assets to see how closely does LP price actually line up with the price quoted by Chainlink. And you can check that out on our GitHub. So that's Tripool LP crvUSD Oracle. No, that's not the one I wanted. This is the one. Yeah. And we have some additional data here that you can see. We've back tested the performance of LP price Oracle versus Chainlink. So there's that. And all of these things that I've mentioned, the convex wrapper and the custom Oracle, these have both been audited by Nimoy. And you can see I accidentally pulled that up just a second ago. Their audit report is available publicly, so you can give that a read, and that audit report covers both of those, the convex wrapper and the custom Oracle.
Where can people find these reports?
So this audit is on our GitHub, Llama Risk, Tripool LP crvUSD Oracle. And an easier way for you to be able to see all of these resources that I've just gone over is simply by visiting the Crypto Risk Substack, and this is our announcement post introducing the crvUSD MetaMorpho Vault. So this includes all of those resources that I've just gone over.
Cool. By the way, I will just use this opportunity to just give a brief shout out to our new newsletter. at Leviathan News. It's called the Tentacle. It's at leviathannews.substack.com. And Sam has delivered the second one today as well, with a lot of interesting stuff. So feel free to check it out. And for sure, check out also the veteran Substack of the Llama Risk team. You've had this one for a long while, huh?
Yeah, we've had this since 2021 when we first started our engagement with Curve.
That's
Hopefully,
an newsletter.
hopefully soon we have a website launched, and we're going to have all of our research consolidated to our new website.
Oh, wow.
It's been a little bit tricky as we've grown. A lot of the research that we do has been spread out between different publications. So we're looking forward to having a place to consolidate all of the information. But you know,
by the way, this will actually be very relevant to my previous question earlier about is there a place that someone can have one spot to have all this data aggregated? I'm pretty sure that if you guys are working on a website, you'd be able to present at least some of the relevant data there, in-house on the website. And I think that at least for some users like myself, for sure an easier way to follow things and figure out okay, I should go this and check that, and you know what I mean,
yeah. So that's actually what our plan is for the website, is to have a hub where all of the necessary information that somebody would be interested in that we're doing, it's all consolidated in one place. So that includes all of the research that we do for a variety of clients, because we began as a service specifically for Curve, but we've since expanded to a number of other clients. So we also work with Aave, and we work with Prisma, and we work with YieldNest. So we want to have a place where all of that research is accessible in the same hub, and additionally to have a place where a lot of these analytics that we're offering, we have dashboards on Dune and on Streamlit in different places, but it would be much nicer if people could just go to the Llama Risk website and access all of that relevant data in one place. So that's what we're working towards, and it should be available in the somewhat near future. So
looking forward to it, man. Cool. Okay, keep taking us through it.
Yeah. So the next thing I wanted to go over is a bit where I had just researched this in the last couple of days, and I found it pretty interesting. So I think that other people will find this interesting also. And this is the interest rate model that's used on, I believe, all MetaMorpho markets. But specifically, I'm talking about the crvUSD Vault and the markets that are composed therein. So if we look at this Vault market here, let's see. Oh yeah, so you can see the interest rate model here at the top is called Adaptive Curve. So this the design of this is made to be able to autonomously self-regulate the interest rate model over time. So there's two mechanisms involved with regulating the interest rates on markets. You can see down here, this is the curve of the market. And there is a very abrupt kink at 90% utilization. So what we're targeting in the market is for the borrow utilization to be 90%. Right now we're a little bit lower at 76% in this particular market. And this is a standard curve that a lot of other lending platforms also have, where there will be a gradual increase in the interest rate below that target utilization, and then once you hit the target 90% here, then there's a rapid increase in the interest rate for borrowers, and that is to incentivize borrowers to repay their loans, or for lenders to come in and supply more to that market and help to regulate the interest rates there. The adaptive curve in this case is actually doing an additional function, or has an additional mechanism called the adaptive mechanism. So I just described the curve mechanism here, which is how you would expect. Our 90% is the rate at the target, 90%. The low end at zero utilization is 1/4 of that interest rate. And then the utilization 100% has 4 times our 90% here. So you can see that rapid increase. Okay. The second mechanism, which is the interesting part, is the adaptive mechanism. So this will make a vertical adjustment to the whole interest rate curve, positive or negative, depending on how much utilization.
Could you maybe zoom in, Wormhole? Great, thanks.
Yeah, so you can see the entire curve shifts up or down based on utilization and the speed factor. So that's how quickly does this change over time. And what the protocol is trying to target is this 90% interest rate. If it's below 90%, not interest rate, utilization. If it's below 90% utilization, the overall adaptive curve will shift this negative. If it's above 90%, then it will shift it positive. And the speed at which it does this adaptive change is dependent on how much error there is. That is the difference between the current utilization and the target. And it's scaled from -1 to 1. So if you look down below here, when the error is at 0, the curve is static. When it's at 1, it's moving at top speed upward. And when it's at -1, it's moving at top speed downward, shifting. And there are limits placed on how extreme these changes can be. These are in the constantslib.sol contract. There are some important things to note in this. The target utilization is 90%. The min rate at target, which is 90%, the min rate is 0.1%. And that means that overall, the min rate that can be possible when there's 0% utilization at the low end of the scale is 0.025%. The maximum rate possible at 100% utilization at the high end of the scale is 800%. Okay. So it's, fairly extreme range, but the adaptive curve tempers how quickly these extreme ranges can take place. And that's really kind of a point that I want to touch on, is if you are in a market, for instance, let's look at the market that has some open borrow interest at 76% here. So this should be making the adaptive curve go negative at a very slow rate. But say, for instance, tomorrow, what if the entire borrowable amount gets borrowed and it jumps up to 100% utilization? How quickly will this rate increase? Right now, the maximum rate is 0.4%, which is very low, especially given that the collateral type that we're using here probably is earning something like 15% in CRV plus CVX rewards, and the crvUSD that you can borrow from this vault can be allocated to curve lending for something like 25% APY. So there's a
You got cut off there, I think, Wormhole. I don't know if you're muted or something, but I'm not hearing you, just like before. Not seeing you on the screen, I see as well. Just a second, folks. Let's see what's going on. Apologize. Not really sure what this is. Just a second. Honestly, exciting stuff here by Wormhole Oracle, sharing with us all this data. I'm still trying to process it. Writing to trying to reestablish the connection, folks. Just a few moments. Apologize for your time. But man, what a vault, huh? Maybe try to reconnect Wormhole if you hear me. Just a second, guys. Trying to get a hold and get Wormhole Oracle back online. Let's see if it works. Not able to add you like Wormhole. I can see you're trying to connect, but I don't even have I don't have any video signal, and also it doesn't allow me to connect you. Like I don't have the button in which I usually am able to connect you. Try again, man. Maybe I don't know if you're using Chrome or not, but if you can use Chrome, usually it works smoother. Let me know. I have no idea how it happened just like that in the middle. Didn't see this before. Again, apologize, guys. I will use this opportunity actually to maybe present you our new newsletter at Leviathan News. Let me share my screen. Our new newsletter at Leviathan News. LeviathanNews.substack.com. Right, made by Sam. Look at this last one. Degen leverage deals with Ion Protocol, Avo airdrop campaign, Hyperliquids, EVM L1, and Gala Games hacked. He wrote all that in a day. Look at this guy. Sam is honestly one of the most amazing creators out there. By the way, this is a way for you to support our work. If you want, you can subscribe. And let's see. I think I have a Wormhole Oracle back. You here with us? I think I can hear you. Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay, so am I on right now?
Yeah, hear you now.
For a second, I was on double on two browsers.
Okay, because I have no idea. Just like at some point you were talking, but it got cut off.
Yeah, sorry about that. I think I have some kind of network problem. Both my streams just died.
Now here we are, man. All good, all good. Was a great chance for us to present the new newsletter. We're so proud of it. And man, I'm excited about what Sam can perform. Like I think Sam has been doing so much video content this past year that people are kind of forgetting like what he can do like when he starts writing. And he's an amazing journalist. Okay, I'm putting it back on full screen. Okay, and you can just continue.
Yeah. So sorry about that.
Right.
Where did I get cut off?
I'm not sure exactly. The last time maybe it went a bit past that, but you were like explaining maybe the plus 1, minus 1. You know.
Yeah. So the error. So the error determines how quickly that adjustment speed takes place. And did you manage to catch the limits on how high or low the rates can get? Those are constants that are encoded in the constants-lib.sol contract.
With the when you said something about like 800% or something like that?
Yeah, so there's a max rate of 800%. So that's pretty extreme, but kind of what I was trying to get at is how quickly or slowly do those extremes happen in the most extreme market scenarios. And the purpose of this adaptive curve is to really gradually find an equilibrium between that borrow and supply demand, and try to target the 90% utilization target. So you can see here that our utilization is slightly below target now. So that means that the rate should be going down slightly. But what I was interested in finding out is, say tomorrow, this rate jumps up to 100%. All of the borrowable crvUSD gets borrowed and it stays there. Right now, the max borrow rate is 0.4%, which is quite low, especially given that this particular collateral is earning rewards on convex. It's probably earning 15% in CRV and CVX rewards. And the crvUSD that you can borrow from this market, you're able to earn yields somewhere in the order of 20 to 30% on something like curve lending. So obviously there's a mismatch between the max borrow rate that this market allows versus what you can, the carry trade that you could do with the borrowable amount. So the adaptive curve needs to change, given that there is an incentive to pretty much borrow everything available in this market. And so that's what I was interested in seeing, is how quickly does that change? So Morpho supplies a Google Sheet. And if you go to the Substack post that we make on the interest rate model of the crvUSD MetaMorpho Vault, you can find links to this. But this is just a screenshot of this particular scenario where that collateral gets completely borrowed out tomorrow. We see the supply here and the borrow. This is the current utilization. If tomorrow the remaining amount gets borrowed and we're at 100% utilization and it stays there for a week, what is the borrow rate that we would observe over that period? And so you can see here the rate would change to the maximum amount allowable currently, but then the adaptive curve would start increasing that maximum amount, so that over the course of the week, you would find the borrow rate increase to 0.92%. So that's over 1 week. But what about if we extend that out over a longer period? So let's say that we have 100% utilization here, and this is our starting rate. Over the course of how many days will it take to really start seeing that borrow rate get out of control? So you can see over 1 day, 5 day, 10 days, it's pretty gradual. 15 days, you're starting to see something that's beginning to look more normal. And then after 30 to 40 days, that's when you start to see rate hikes that are really going to start incentivizing borrowers to repay their loans. Okay, so my takeaway from doing this little exercise was, I've realized that the adaptive curve in the MetaMorpho markets is very accommodating. In this case, in a vault that's been just deployed in the past week or two, which does not have any utilization yet. You can see one market has any utilization at all. All of these are at 0. That means the adaptive curve is sending those interest rates down to the bottom end of the curve. And even if there's 100% utilization on those markets, it's going to take a substantial amount of time before rates get high enough to start being something that borrowers would need to keep an eye on. Right. So you would be able to borrow 100% of the crvUSD and you wouldn't be forced to repay it for something like a month or so. And this is, I'm telling you guys this here because it's something that I don't think a lot of people fully understand. I didn't understand it until I just started doing some research into it over the weekend. It's two points on that. One point is this is very accommodating towards borrowers because you are not going to see high rates guaranteed unless there is sustained utilization over a long period. The other thing is that lenders to this vault may find that if somebody comes along and decides, hey, I'm going to, take all this this available crvUSD that's here, there could be a situation where all of the crvUSD is borrowed and unavailable for lenders to withdraw for a substantial amount of time, something to the order of 3 to 5 weeks. You may see that you are unable to withdraw your crvUSD. I don't know how the market will behave, but I would just my casual observation of the rates that are offered on this collateral and what you can get on borrowing crvUSD versus what the restrictions on what this MetaMorpho Vault charges borrowers, that there's a big mismatch here. And so far, there has been not very many people who have jumped on it. So I would attribute that largely to lack of awareness of the dynamics of the MetaMorpho Vault, lack of awareness that there is one. So that's partly why I wanted to come on the show today to make sure that as many people as possible are aware that this vault is here, and that there are potential advantages for borrowers at this point, and for lenders to understand that there may be a period of illiquidity if there is significant borrow demand that does jump into this vault. So I just really wanted to hammer that point about the interest rate model for the benefit of everybody who chooses to interact with this vault or is interested, looking into potential yields that they can get or leverage that they can get from the vault. And but that's pretty much my spiel about it. I think that that basically covers the important points that I wanted to really mention today.
That was great, man.
Oh, good. I thought for a second maybe my stream had cut off and I was talking to myself.
No. I'm just muted most of the time, and I'm also trying to share it and do some stuff to push it while we stream as well. But I think that you really gave an amazing dive into some of the benefits and the stuff that a user can actually do using this vault, and how can someone really gather a lot of data and information and be able to make better decisions. I really think it was a very useful in my opinion dive. I really enjoyed it, and I'm pretty sure that the audience did, because man, we have 1,300 viewers currently, according to
oh wow,
1,000
that's a record for us. I think we had something like 800 in the last chats that we've had. Oh, I'll put a plug in for the next one we want to do. Because we have started a bit of a partnership with Leviathan to showcase the research that we do on various assets, and coming up we have a stream that we are going to be doing on Renzo's Easy ETH.
So interesting. Gonna be interesting.
Yeah, so the analyst who is working on that research is going to be on. Our legal counsel is going to be on, talking about risks from the counterparty and legal perspective, and we're going to just be talking about what we understand are the risks involved with Easy ETH. So we want to try to do that sometime this week, in the next day or maybe few days.
Yeah, let's see if we can do it this week indeed, and if not, maybe next week as well. And by the way, that specific analyst that you're referring to there, like I'm pretty sure I know who this guy is, and let me tell you, he's something else. And I'm very excited about having him on Leviathan for the first time. Honestly, it's someone I know. And really, let me tell you, this is one of the most capable devs that I personally know. That's for sure, for sure.
Cool. And, well, you're just such a great guy, D Advisor. I appreciate.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying you're such a great guy, great host, and I appreciate you continuing to put up with us on our streams.
I appreciate you, man. What did I even do? You know, I just was luckily I was unfortunately and thankfully I was able to put the stream up to air, and ever since then it was pretty much all you. So really, the honor is completely ours to have people like yourself on, like Llama Risk material, actually like putting out, like showing so much of what you guys actually work on and do. Like people like me, at least me, like, okay, I'm just here to present some of the amazing stuff that you and the builders and do. Like I'm just fascinated with your abilities to be able to extract so much information and like bring so much value to people like myself, and probably for much more sophisticated people as well who utilize these instruments far better than myself currently. But it's all about the learning process and experience. And I really thank you for coming and having this one as well. I think it's a great concept, and really looking forward to the next Vault that you're going to present as well. And of course, the LRT Easy ETH report, the Easy ETH by Renzo protocol LRT report by Llama Risk. On Leviathan News, hopefully. What were you going to say, man?
There was just one more thing I wanted to mention, that we have a Llama Risk Telegram group that's public, and a lot of the reason why we created that group is so that users who are interacting with or looking to interact with the Vault strategies that we're managing. The MetaMorpho Vault is one of them. We also have a Vault we've been managing for Sturdy Finance. Any kind of questions or comments, things that you types of analytics that you would like to see that you're not seeing, or if there's any types of resources you think that should be available that aren't available, we're there. You can chat with us, and we're trying to always improve. So we'd like to hear from you and take your feedback.
Amazing, man. Amazing. Okay, guys. Thank you very much, Wormhole Oracle, and thank the rest of the Llama team, the Llama Risk team. I'm sorry, for us and for the honor. Thank you everyone for watching. Go follow Llama Risk and Wormhole Oracle and their Substack as well. By the way, Wormhole, can I ask you one thing? Would be great if you recommend on your Substack. If you guys recommend our new Substack, which I'm gonna again present after Sam has been.
Oh yeah, I'd love to.
It's called The Tentacle, and honestly, it will be great for us to push it forward. And folks, really recommend you guys to start checking this out and subscribe. We're going to do it. I'm not sure that's going to be every day, but it's going to be like quite often, I think. Sam's been working on a lot of interesting stories. This one is published just a few hours ago, featuring today's topics. Hyperliquid L1 to support native EVM, Gala Games hacked, will Avo airdrops and Avo staking benefits stop the bleed, Ion Protocol launches, analysis of ETH LRT leverage deals, and guys, a lot of interesting info for you guys here on Leviathan News, and another great way to support us if you go for the paid version, but if you don't, that's a great thing for us. Subscribe, share it everywhere, comment, and thanks a lot, guys. So either way, guys, appreciate you, and bye, man. Have a great
thanks again for having me on. I really appreciate it, and see you, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for coming. Bye.